Hey, it's Musicians on the Record. I'm David Ward. We're here at the 2017 NAMM show in beautiful, sunny today, Anaheim, California, with LA session great drummer Russ Miller. Hi, Russ.
Hi, how are you, David?
Good. Welcome to the show.
My pleasure. Good to be here.
Yeah. What are you up to today at NAMM and this week?
Well, I'm demoing three different things. One is the Infused audio system, and then the second is the Saturn V Tour Edition drums, which are these drums here, and then the Design Lab snare drum. So this year is the launch of the Mapex Design Lab, which is a high-end Mapex design, sort of the high sect of Mapex drums. So from this point forward, a lot of stuff is coming, and Mapex's branding is pushing.
Yeah.
So it's going.
So Mapex is getting into the electronic world of drumming.
They've done that. Yeah, they released Infused 2 years ago, and it's been developing a little bit at a time. But it's more of a hybrid system, really, because it goes on top of the drums. You can literally take it on and off in the middle of a song, you know, which I did in the demo, right? I mean, you can just take it off and that's pretty cool. They're the size of the drums, which is great, so it feels like your drum kit. And then, of course, there's other sizes that you can make electronic pads with and mounts and stuff, but it's really made for you to combine things into a hybrid acoustic electronic setup, fire off some loops at a gig if you have to, or trigger a hand clap, trigger things like that. But really the key to the whole thing is the way it lays out on the drums, and then the fact that it's tied to the software on the computer, so that you're not stuck in the little window of the module, like, you know, programming for hours. You can do it all on the computer, get it all done, and then just dump everything to the module and go to the gig. So.
And now I noticed that you were changing some of the drums or the drum heads, and we'll play some video of that over this interview as well. Can you describe what you were doing and what you were playing?
Oh, well, I just put a little medley together of some classic songs that sort of represent the style of the certain drums in the Design Lab that's being launched. So one of the drums is a vintage style drum, vintage sound, so I played some older rock songs, that, you know, an old Who piece and a Journey piece. And then another, that's called the Cherry Bomb, and there's a 14 and a 13 of those. And then there's a Heartbreaker snare, and that's an all mahogany drum, and it's very special, but it's got kind of that classic rock AC/DC snare drum sound, big fat thing. And then the Equinox is more, it's got single flanged hoops like the old Radio Kings or something like that. So it's a classic jazz sound, very articulate, you know, but it's controlled and not really ringy. I love that sound, but, you know, and I love those old drums, but the problem is, like, the hardware on those old drums are so janky. You know, I love the sound, but I don't want to deal with the throw-offs and all. So that was, I helped work with them on that so that we could create that sound, but with modern hardware and modern things.
And certainly with Mapex, some of the best hardware out there, especially the pedals. I use the Mapex Falcons myself. What do you use?
The Falcon pedals. Yeah. Yep, absolutely.
What do you like about them?
Well, originally you could switch the cams out. You can make it different cams. You could make it a belt drive or a chain drive or whatever. And like I use two different beaters. I use a felt beater on the primary pedal, and then I use a weighted Falcon beater on the slave pedal. It gives my left foot a little bit more oomph. Yeah, which we all need.
Right.
If you're right-footed. If you're left-footed. But I think it's a flexible pedal. It's an all-around pedal. You know, it's kind of a workhorse. Works really good.
Absolutely.
You know, it's been effective. I've used it. Actually, I started using the Falcon pedal while I was still playing Yamaha drums. Yeah, a couple years before I even came to Mapex.
So I had the pleasure of interviewing you for the show a couple of weeks ago, which will be coming in the coming weeks on Musicians on the Record. And I don't remember if I asked you, but what is coming up next for you?
Next for me, I just finished an album with the biggest Italian singer. Her name's Serena, and she's the girl who sang "Let It Go" on Frozen in Italy. And so I just finished her record. I just finished Wonder Woman movie.
Wow.
Yeah, and I do a couple different TV shows, Tyrant on FX, Continuum on the Sci-Fi Network, and then I do 2 Tyler Perry TV shows. So I have those, and Tyrant starting back up again. I have a new record with Arrival, my touring band, that we're doing this year, and we have a new one coming out that's live from Asia in Hong Kong. And that one's coming, and then I can't remember what else, but that's...
Will we see you on tour this year?
Yeah, I'll be out with a couple different things. I still do Andrea Bocelli stuff here and there, and I have a bunch of stuff with Arrival coming, and then I have a tour this summer that I can't tell you about yet, but it's a big rock tour. So,
Are we talking Jimmy Page?
no.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah,
All
it's it'll be fun. It'll be fun.
Russ, thank you so much for your time. We really appreciate you being on Musicians on the Record.
I had a great time doing the interview. So.
Thank you. Me too. Stay tuned. Absolutely. Thank you, Russ. For Musicians on the Record, I'm David Ward. Stay tuned for more.